Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Keith, and welcome to my review of the new movie, Jack Reacher, Never Go Back. Now, of course, this is a follow-up to the 2012 hit that saw Tom Cruise take over the role of Jack Reacher. Of course, based on the books made very popular by Lee Child. Now, in the first Jack Reacher, we were introduced to a character that was a bit of a drifter, a guy that you didn't want to mess with, a guy that was a reluctant hero in pursuit of justice and wanted to make sure that things were set the way they were supposed to be set. He was a badass, he kicked ass, he took names, he was legit. Now, with this sequel now, of course, when the sequel comes out, you get really excited, and even looking at the trailers, I was excited. My one big concern was, I hope all of the great scenes in this movie aren't the scenes that we're seeing in the trailer. Well, there's a whole huge plot point that has nothing to do with the trailer, so from that point of view, I was very happy. The problem with this movie, though, is that we're getting more of a watered-down Jack Reacher. This Jack Reacher is a little softer and a little more comical and didn't really stay true to the Jack Reacher that we saw in the first movie. So Tom Cruise is arguably one of the best action stars out there, and his movies are always going to make money, and I'm sure this movie will do well. But the Jack Reacher aspect of this movie wasn't as enjoyable as the first one. Thank God for Cobie Smulders. You remember Cobie Smulders from How I Met Your Mother. Well, let me tell you something about Cobie Smulders. Not only was she great in How I Met Your Mother, not only has she been fantastic in the whole Marvel Avengers series, but she is the true star of this film. In this film, she plays an army official, a major, who's accused of something that she didn't do. So she has to spend a lot of the movie trying to prove that she's innocent. Well, what better partner for her to have than Jack Reacher? Or should I say, what better partner for Jack Reacher to have than Major Turner? Her character was so strong in this movie, I could see her having her own standalone series in this, because she was extremely entertaining. Now, you put the two of them together and you're coming out with a semi-decent movie, but not as good as the original. Kind of think of this movie as Taken 2, not necessarily as bad, but in the sense of you're really excited for the sequel, but it just doesn't live up to the original. This is a film that's being showed in IMAX, and like most movies that come out in IMAX lately, it doesn't need to be in IMAX. So if you're gonna go see this movie, regular 2D is perfectly fine. You are not gonna be missing out on anything by not seeing this in IMAX. At the end of the day, I give this movie a B-. It's decent, but again, could have been much better. There's some great action sequences in it, and it's entertaining, but again, compared to the original, just doesn't live up to it. I will say you don't need to see the original to see the sequel. They're pretty independent of each other. And again, this is like one of, I think, 21 Jack Reacher books. So if this movie does decent, we might be seeing a couple more. Anyways, if you get a chance to see this movie, let me know what you think. CFL_fan on Twitter, Facebook.com/WittyWhittier, and WittyWhittier.com. Appreciate you taking the time to check this out. My name is Keith, and I'll see you at the movies.